Hi everyone, welcome to Friday. I'm coming to you in pink this week. Ooh, nice. Hopefully the sun is shining wherever you are. You've had a lovely week. I'm also hoping that if you work for yourself, you're going to take the weekend off or find some time for you. Super important. Now this week, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about no blame, your fault, my fault, her fault, his fault, their fault. So I mentioned very briefly last week, we were talking about reviews when I got my first 3-star review on Trustpilot. I want to call it TripAdvisor, it's not, it's Trustpilot. We used to use TripAdvisor when we had a shop. I don't like that sort of stuff. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that. I've done my bit on that one. What I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about is no blame. So blame. What is blame? Pointing the finger at someone else and saying it's their fault. To me, when you blame someone else, that is taking all the responsibility or most of the responsibility off of you and putting it on someone else. So something goes wrong and then you go, oh, well, they didn't do this or they didn't do that or this or that, or excuses and reasons as to why something didn't happen. Now that's totally the normal way that us as humans behave, or most of us do, I would assert. You point the finger and blame someone else. Now, I've been on a really long-winded journey of taking responsibility as a business owner. I filmed this video in my bedroom, right by the road. So that was a moped going past. Where were we? Yes, blame. So pushing responsibility off of ourselves. I can be a sensitive being sometimes, and I don't like to feel when I've done something wrong. I would probably imagine at some point in your life you felt like that as well. And as kids, certainly I know growing up, it was all about, oh, I didn't do it, they did it, you know, oh, I don't want to feel bad, don't reject me, whatever it looks like for you. But that was always my thing. I love people, I love connecting with people, and absolutely hate it when I fall out with someone or something goes wrong and, you know, it's like, hate it. Anyway, so yeah, so this whole blame thing is like, for me, it's about pushing responsibility onto someone else. And so it's really important for us as a business to look in the mirror and to turn the mirror around and go, right, hold on a minute. What part have I played in this? And as a business owner, as top dog, as managing director, as CEO, as whatever it looks like, you are fully responsible, whether you like it or not, for everything that goes on within your business, okay? Yes, people can be responsible around stuff, and yes, sometimes people will make mistakes, but what I've learned over the past few weeks is taking full ownership of that. So for example, if someone doesn't, let's say, tidy up and clean up properly, yeah, they've left a mess behind in their office, or for us it's in the bakery, then you could go to that person and say, well, you haven't cleaned up, or you've left this thing behind, or whatever it looks like, yeah? But we have a system in place to make sure that that's done. Now, if I'm not checking their work to make sure that they've done it, then surely I'm responsible as much as they are. Yeah, there's a system in place for that. We're human, we forget to do things sometimes. And what I find is that actually, when I really look, there's probably something that I could be responsible around, whether or not it's disciplining that person or, you know, asking them, sitting down and saying, right, okay, what's going on? Why haven't you done this? Rather than kind of just pointing the finger and blaming them. So we have a no blame policy in our business, and we have a process, we call it dealing with problems. And one of the important steps is to sit down and for us all to talk about what went wrong and also to share the impact on everyone. So if something's gone wrong, sometimes something won't go out the door properly as it should, doesn't get delivered to the customer gets rightly so upset, has complaints. We have to sit down as a team and go, okay, what was the impact on me? What was the impact on you? What was the impact on the customer? What was the impact on the business, the brand? You know, what does it say about us? And we sit down, and it's really important that we have no blame. And it's we have to share that and just be open and honest. And the other person or the team will all sit there and listen. But I really encourage everyone not to kind of feel bad about it. We've got a list of banned words. I say banned words. It sounds very kind of autocratic, and ooh, it's not. But one of them is fault. Like when people go, "Oh, it's my fault." It's like that word has a negative connotation to it, and we're conditioned to think that that's a bad thing. And what we're trying to do in our business is take that out. So I'm going to finish up there because I've rambled on enough about blame. But I would encourage you this week or next week coming up to have a think about whether or not you can spot where you're blaming someone or where someone's blaming someone else. And for me, it always comes back to, if you're blaming someone else, then you're not taking full responsibility, or you may not be taking full responsibility, and it's worth checking that out. Anyway, thank you very much, as always, for your time, and I wish you all peace and happiness this weekend.